I'm back with a new video on the car that, in my opinion, is the best car to get in 2024. There's practically no competition for it. But before I start, I want to ask for subscriptions because I am just a few dozen short of reaching 1,000, and 1,000 subscriptions is what you're supposed to have on YouTube before you are actually considered a human being. So if you can subscribe even just temporarily, that would be a big help. So the car I want to talk about is the 2024 Toyota Prius. It is essentially the same as the 2023 Prius, the previous version, but that model was a huge jump ahead of all the other Priuses that you had seen before, and pretty much ahead of the competition. You look at the competition, you're looking for a $30,000 car. I don't typically like new cars. I don't recommend that people buy them. I bought a new car once in my life, and I paid off the loan in less than a year because I just don't see why I should be giving banks any money. So I think people should only buy a new car if they can do so for cash. In fact, people should only buy anything if they can buy it for cash. If you want a $20,000 bicycle and you have the money, by all means go ahead. But I think the same way about the car and even about real estate. So in any case, the $30,000 segment is it's still budget, but a bit more premium than an entry-level car. To be honest, if you want to have a brand new car for $20,000, you can get some really, really entry-level Korean car, and I guess it's not going to fall apart for as long as the loan is going to last, which is about 5 years. But if you level up to the $30,000 range, you have much better choices. And the Prius is positioned in this range, about the same range where you would be finding a Honda Accord, an upscale Volkswagen Jetta, or even a Volkswagen Golf GTI, somewhere around there. But unlike those other cars, and every car for $30,000, the looks of the new Prius is just so smashing. I decided to do this video because somebody came upon me at a parking lot in the last few days, and I was stunned by the look of the car. I have not been seeing many of these cars so far, and I'm assuming this is because the economy is so bad. People are not buying new cars in large numbers anymore. Everybody's trying to repair and to hold on to whatever they have. But according to Toyota, the sales of their cars is actually going pretty well, especially the hybrids. Of course, there are other hybrid cars on the market as well, but they just don't look like this. The best thing I can compare it to be honest, would be the Ferrari SF90. I realize that the SF is much wider, it's much lower. Instead of having 200 horsepower, it has 1,000. But it also costs a lot more than $30,000. You're talking about a car that costs maybe almost 10 times as much as the Prius. If you look at the competition, most of these $30,000 cars, whether you look at the Honda, the Volkswagen, the Mazda, whichever, they are going to give you basically the same thing. An acceleration between 6 and 7 seconds, all kinds of electronics. The car is going to detect if a deer or a pedestrian tries to cross in front of you, or if the driver has fallen asleep, things like that. So you have amazing electronics even at this price point as of 2024. And most cars are going to give you what the Prius does, except is this amazing design and the amazing fuel economy. The fuel economy of this car is getting close to 60 miles to the gallon. The others are about half that. So when you look at the long-term cost of running the car, there is just a serious advantage of it. And also, if you go up to like the lower 30s, around $33,000, You can get a plug-in hybrid, and what the plug-in hybrid is going to do is it's going to give you about 40 miles of electric only range with decent performance, and the average American only drives 30 miles a day. That's the average. So that means most people wouldn't even use the gasoline engine unless they went on the highway for like a day trip or something interstate, a long drive. So if you buy this car, you could actually keep it even beyond the age of the gasoline. So once petroleum is out, which is probably going to be out within a decade or so, you still have a car. And even if you wanted to convert it into pure electric, it might be possible because it already has 2 electric motors in it. The design is absolutely smashing. The front looks like a Ferrari. The rear looks like sort of like a Scandinavian car. It's really the interior design that I'm not happy with, and I don't think anybody is, because it does not have any of the refinement that you would get from, say, a Volkswagen. For the same price range, a Volkswagen is going to give you, a lot of plastics, but they just look a lot better. Even in the Honda, they look a lot better. But again, the design, this is a 4-door car, but it looks like a 2-door because the rear door it opens in a tricky way, and so it looks really sporty and aggressive without sacrificing the family car thing. So 4 fully grown adults can sit in it, although the ceiling is a little bit low. I'm not too crazy about that. In fact, they made the car a little bit too sharp. I mean, the ceiling could have been raised a little bit more than where it is now. So this is how far Toyota has come. They have jumped way ahead of the competition. And given that by 2023 this car was on the market and the competition has nothing nothing comparable, that just shows how far ahead this car is in terms of the efficiency, the fuel economy, and the design. And the design it plays a huge role in the resale value as well. Up until now, Toyota really had nothing in the budget range that would have had a decent resale value. Nothing like the Mini Cooper. You spend $30,000, you get a Mini Cooper. It has horrible economy, horrible maintenance charges. The car starts falling apart as soon as you drive it off the lot, but you can always sell it because the design is just so gorgeous. If I had to compare the Mini Cooper to this 24 Prius design, I'm not sure I would go with the Cooper even if it had Toyota reliability, which it does not have. So I think there's a very strong argument for this car, and even though most of my videos are about smaller things, and typically I would say stick to bikes and small motorcycles and scooters as much as you can, because having a car and maintaining a car is going to cost you more than any kind of bicycle, more than a Tuxi ZR recumbent, more than an $18,000 double pylon. So the car is really only for people who absolutely have to they have a family, they have to haul things, they have the kind of job like they are a salesman and they have to drive around in the suburbs. It's for those kinds of people. It's not for everyone, and I think a lot of people have cars without really thinking it through. It's just like with bicycles. A lot of people have 3 or 4 Bromptons and it's just a single person in an apartment. So I guess people have to flush their money somewhere. But if you have $35,000 to spend right now, I think the Prius 2024 is by far the best choice.